When you begin your journey in a Reggio-inspired way of thinking about music, I want you to begin with considering your relationship with music or to music. Centered and grounded in our personal lives as musicians, and I think everyone is a musician to a lesser or greater degree, just like everyone is a poet to a greater or lesser degree. Everyone has control of their body, so they're some sort of an athlete, maybe not a very good skilled athlete, but they're still athletic, or they could be, or you could be. Everyone is a musician. It's shades of gray from not very good to excellent, however you want to define those two extremes. And when we are grounded in our personal lives as musicians, who have seen a lot, who've done a lot, who've experienced the highs and lows of what music can be, the children with whom we work will see our interactions as more authentic and relevant to their lives. And without authenticity, whatever we do is just school. It's irrelevant to most kids. And I'm painting with big strokes here, and I know there are exceptions to the big brush strokes, but you have to start somewhere, and this is where I'm starting. This journey that you're on begins with you. Whatever we do in front of kids, for kids, guide kids, listen to kids, it's going to be influenced by who you, the person, are and your relationship with music, to music. That's where we have to start. As I've said before, my goal is to make sure that every person on this globe makes music every day of his or her life. That's my goal. To get there, we start with you. And here is an 8-step plan to recapture music as one of the single most important things in your life. And you may already be there. Perfect. As I continue, I'm using a Western model of education. I'm using a model of education that is used in the United States. If this does not apply to you, then you can take it with a grain of salt. Education is a machine. It is an industry. It is an enterprise. It functions very well or not very well, but it functions like a machine. And we, music, and they, physical education, and they, science, and they, the kitchen staff, or the nurse, or the secretary, we all function as one little cog in the big enterprise, in the big wheel, okay? This thing that we call education has to function, and we serve to help ensure that schooling still works. Kids are dropped off at our front door, they leave, and we make sure that everything's working. Education may not get accomplished, but the kids come in, the kids go here, the kids go there, the kids go to lunch, the kids go here, there, and then we say goodbye. That at a basic level has to function. And we know, and I know, and you know, that if a child comes to school without food, you're going to make sure that they get fed. That is the basic function, okay? We have to start there in order to move forward. Sometimes it hurts looking at things in a cold way, impassionate way, dispassionate, whichever. It's important that we do. We have to call things the way they are. We serve the function of school. We are the grease that keeps this thing going, all of us. We have to realize that there are a lot of people whose livelihood depends on education, on, well, I don't even want to say education, let's say schooling. Look at these figures from the United States, these 2 years. Trillions of dollars and millions of lives are impacted financially by schooling. Things cannot change that much, or people's livelihoods will go out the window. People need a job. Education employs a lot of people. That is a fact, Jack. Because so much is at stake for keeping things going, the system of education doesn't care about what happens in your life outside of the system. The system still has to work. If I get sick, the system keeps going. The machinery still has to move at a basic level. And what I'm here to suggest is that I want to take care of you, or help you take care of your musical self, so that you can be the best you can be. We have mind, body, and spirit. Each of us have a mind, cognitive abilities. We have spirit, that soul, if you will, and then a body. The system of education only cares about your mind and your body, because your body is what transports your mind. It's what you know and what you can do to help the system work, and work as efficiently as it can. Look at this guy. We as musicians didn't sign up for this, even though that is a part of what we are expected to do. That's not what we signed up to do. I'm in music because I like to make music, and I know you are in music because you like to make music. Look at this young woman. We are going to have bad days. Bad days are not going away. And with everything that happens in our world, we get stretched. We get stretched thin. Opposing forces are just pulling us apart mentally, soulfully. And we need to be grounded in order to help ourselves stand up to those opposing forces. Those opposing forces aren't going away. They will always be there. And yet we can do a better job of ensuring our own musical health as individuals who love music, who, given another set of circumstances, could be pouring concrete, and music is still important. We are so much more than our jobs. We are so much more than our jobs. And music is part of that. This 8-step process will help you discern and capture the essence of music for yourself, so that you can go back into the classroom, back into working with kids, and be happy and joyful with what you're doing, even though you're being stretched this way and that, even though there is endless paperwork, even though politicians make our lives miserable every few years. Step 1, sing every day. Sing every day. It's that simple. And you may say, well, I sing because I work with elementary, or I work with middle school, or I work with high school. If you say you already sing every day because you sing in the classroom, that doesn't count. You have to sing for yourself outside of the classroom. Because when you sing for yourself outside the classroom, it's who you are. When you sing in the classroom, it's what you do. I want to make sure who you are is front and center most of all of the time. Most of all the time? Anyway, there it is. Look at this figure. 1,440 minutes every day. That's a day. I want you to sing for one of those minutes. That's it. 60 seconds is all you need. You have to do it every day, but it's 60 seconds. 60 seconds of singing. Whatever you want to sing, just sing. After one day, go on to step 2. Continue singing. That's important. Even if you don't think you sing, maybe you're an instrumentalist and you chose an instrument because you don't really care to sing. If you're working with children, you have to sing. If you're working with elementary, early childhood, you have to sing. Even if it's not that good, you have to sing. Step 2 is to create a song. And the song is going to be very simple. You are going to set this line, la voce è lo strumento principale. You're going to set that to a tune. And the song, 30 seconds. It doesn't have to be something that you would sing on a recital. It's just fun. Just make it up. It's not going to win you a Grammy. Just sing. La voce è lo strumento principale. The voice is the primary instrument. That is important. It's important for kids to know their voices are the basic instrument that they use to communicate musically. The next day, you begin step 3 and continue singing. We have to have a mantra because mantras are something that kind of keep us kind of that thing, the yoga, whatever it is. Your mantra is this: there is a joy in my life and it's music. In my life, there is music and joy. You say that every day. There's a joy in my life and it's music there in my life. There's a joy in my heart and it's music. In my heart, there is music and joy. Even if you don't believe it, you say it enough times, they say, and you will begin to believe it. If you enter the world with the joy of music in your heart, you will behave differently around people and you will make music in different ways. Continue singing and move on to step 3. Listen every day. Listen. Not listen necessarily to Spotify or YouTube or the radio or whatever you listen to. Listen to the ambient sounds of your world. And when you're thinking about this, don't think about all those little facts and figures and equations that are on the screen right now. Ask yourself, when you hear a sound, where is structure? Where there is structure, there is music. Without structure, it's random and technically noise. Technically meaning from a physics standpoint, from an acoustical standpoint, if there's no structure, if there's no periodicity, it's just noise. You're just going to listen and see if you can hear patterns. And when you begin to hear patterns in your world, in your personal world, you're going to be listening for patterns in the incidental music makings of children. That is the point. You are training your ears to hear better. Do that for a week and then move on to step 4. Sing for somebody every day. Every day sing. Sing to someone. It's easy to think about singing when you're holding an infant. That's a no-brainer. you're going to sing to an infant. But once they get to be 50 pounds, are you singing? Are you singing to somebody? There are so many opportunities for us to sing when we're out and about in the world. When we're out and about in the world, in the home, in the kitchen. The kitchen is probably the center of the house because food is important. We've got to eat. There are many opportunities to make music and to sing for someone else, to someone else in our daily lives. I challenge you to do that. After 3 days, begin the next step. Everybody needs a mission statement. A mission statement. This is our mission statement, and you're going to memorize this and say it every day. Given any song, given any sound, given any motive, given any poem or group of words, my young musicians and I will create music that helps us to revel in active musical participation, to honor our innate abilities, and to develop our skills in creating and performing music. If someone asks you, what do you do in the music studio? And by the way, please do not call it a classroom, studio. We are studio musicians. If there is an artist studio, if there is a dance studio, there must be a music studio. That's it. This is what we're doing. We create, we actively participate, and we honor our own musical ability and others while we get better. We don't bash ourselves because we're not perfect. We honor where we are and we get better. That is key. We're never going to be perfect. Get better. Honor where you are. And in fact, a great idea would be to print this out, on a big poster and have all of your students, your young musicians, sign it so that they make a commitment at the beginning of the year or the beginning of whatever that this is what they're going to do each and every day. After 3.5 days, I'm giving you a break because there's only a half day there, begin step 6. And you're still singing, right? Play an instrument. If you don't play an instrument, start learning how to play one. And an instrument that you can carry with you, not a piano, a mobile, portable instrument. And you're going to play your instrument outside. Music should be everywhere, not relegated to indoors or to a practice room. Practice, play, perform, enjoy music outdoors, out of doors. It will help others to understand that music is something that you can do for life. Don't hide it under a bushel. Step 7. Think small every day. When we're in music, we have been shown the grandeur of music, the grandeur of Tchaikovsky, the grandeur of Beethoven, the incredible intelligence of Bach. And these are huge guys. All of these big moments are Grand Canyons. They are things that should make our jaw drop, and they do. However, the musical moments we treasure don't always have to be the size of the Grand Canyon. They can be the size of a single simple stone. The genius of children is not in the Grand Canyon, it is in the small stone. Think small. Life is filled with small, innocent moments in which a fertile musical mind, that's you, can sow many seeds that sprout and flourish, filling those fortunate enough and sensitive enough to listen for their beauty with wonder, joy, and awe. That is why I do what I do. Wonder, joy, and awe. Children surprise me every day because I allow my ears to listen. The last step is sort of like the first step. It's all 7 steps. It's value yourself. You as a musician must value yourself. Sometimes we're our own worst enemy. We belittle ourselves for not being perfect. Perfection is something that cannot and will not ever be attained. Yes, we should get better, and we should honor where we are. My question to you is this: is it possible for us to value a child's musical genius if we cannot value our own? There is musical genius in you. There is musical genius in the person sitting next to you, standing next to you, behind you, in line at the grocery store. It's all around us. It's not the Grand Canyon, nor should it be. It's still there. We are helping children understand the genius of what they do innately and help them to get better at communicating through music. If there is a lyric that embodies what we do, this is it. My life flows on in endless song. Above earth's lamentation, I hear the sweet, though far off hymn that hails a new creation. Through all the tumult and the strife, I hear the music ringing. It finds an echo in my soul. How can I keep from singing? That, my friends, is what I'm after. Outside of your job, how can you keep from singing or playing or dancing? Well, that's all for right now. If you have questions or comments, add them to the comment section and I will answer. I'll respond. Thank you for your time. Take care. Bye-bye. And don't forget to sing. And don't forget to sing. And don't forget, oh, you bet. And don't forget to sing. And don't forget to sing. And don't forget to sing. And don't forget, oh, you bet. Don't forget to sing. I won't forget to sing. I won't forget to sing. I'll sing and let my voice, it rings. I won't forget to sing.